Hi Papercrafters, welcome to another Design with Joe video. I'm Joanne Rogers, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Alberta, Canada, and I've been designing with you in mind since 1999. Today's video is an edited version of a live recording. Enjoy! Hello everybody, it is Case the Caddy time. So I'm hoping that you're all ready to see a fabulous card recreated from the Holiday Mini Catalog from Stampin' Up! Share this with your friends. This is a great opportunity to show people how quick card making can be and how we can take a design, because lots of people have a challenge coming up with ideas, and this is a perfect way to do it. So what the Case the Caddy is I take a project out of a current Stampin' Up! Catalog and I break it down and I show you, and I'm guessing in some cases, but I make a card that's pretty darn close to the card that's in the catalog, but I use different things. I haven't yet used the same thing that's in the catalog, and the whole point of that is that I want to show you how you can use what you have in your own stash of supplies. So whether you have a ton of stamping supplies or whether you have just a few and you're just starting out, you're able to recreate a lot of these different designs, because I also give you a bunch of alternatives. So I put out a picture. Normally I do a page, so something like this page, and I have you guess which one we're going to be making. But what I wanted to do with this one is we get to the back of the catalog sometimes and we look at these things, but we don't necessarily look at the cards. We look, oh yeah, there's the bundle. And these are always original designs from what you see in the rest of the catalog. So I put 3 in there. I put this one here using the Stars Are Shining bundle. And then I also put the little penguin guys. So this one here. And this is the first time or last time I'm going to show them all, because I don't want to do all the pages. And this one here for the pretty pumpkins. And I will pick a winner at the end of the day, but you don't need to get it right. I just want you to guess and take a look at those cards. I have many packages of designer series paper, and the one that I want to play with today and show you is the Peaceful Place. And this is one in the Holiday Mini, and it is a specialty one. And so it has foil, and it has silver foil in it. And it's all black and grays. So it's got smoky slate, it's got basic gray, and it has basic black. And it's a really, it can be rustic on one side. So we have our little cabin, and we have some trees, or it can be sort of fancy with, we've got some wood grain that is all silver. This guy here is trees with a white background with snowflakes. And the ones that we're going to use today are, let me pull it in here. We're going to use this one here, which is the snowflakes. And the other side of the snowflakes, it was a hard decision for me whether it was going to be snowflakes or plaid, because I really am enjoying this plaid. But I wanted to show one that had just that little bit of glimmer on it. So that's the one piece we're going to go with. And we're also going with a piece of basic gray. So just for the measurements, this one here is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then I also went for this piece being the more standard size. And even though the one in the catalog, and I think probably you figured out which one it is here. Let me just start showing you. It is this one here. And why I picked this one is a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to show you how to mix and match your designer series paper, because I think sometimes we get a little bit cautious about doing that, a little bit hesitant about doing it. And two, I want to show you, this one is done with a punch, and I want to show you how you can do it with different things other than a punch. And you don't need to have this set. Using your designer paper, I think you want to probably get the best buck, the best bang for your buck. And by doing that, I think a cut that's going to do that for you is if you cut it at 4, because it's a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. You can get 3 out of the top and 3 out of the bottom. You could get 6 out of one sheet. That's what we're starting with. And we're also going to use the Merry Snowflakes stamp set, and we're going to use the stitched snowflake dies. Now, I have to tell you that when I saw these snowflakes in the holiday catalog, I thought to myself, well, you know, I've got snowflakes. I don't think I really need them. And so through, I don't know, 4 orders perhaps, I held true to that, and I thought, no, I don't need them. And then I started seeing some samples, just like you guys. And I thought, yeah, maybe I do need them. And I have to say, I am really enjoying these dies. So we're going to use them today. I've just sort of put it together. We're going to use the May the happiness of family, the joys of friendship, and the warmth of love surround you this season. I really like the greetings on here. And I think that these are pretty cool snowflakes as well. They're a little bit different. And then I've also already cut a few snowflakes, and I'm going to show you which ones here in just a minute. Okay, so there we have our measurements. Now I'm also going to go with just a little piece of paper, and I'm using some of the silver paper. Now, to me, this is not necessarily silver paper. So this one here definitely is silver paper, and it's like a brushed silver, but still quite shiny. And then I think we sort of get into purple papers. So this is like a matte kind of purple, like a lavenderish, and this one is like a I don't even know what to call this one, sort of a pewter kind of purpley tinge to it. So I wanted to use those for my snowflakes. So these are my snowflakes, and there's our stitched snowflakes. So let me just hold them up for you so you can just see how pretty they are with that stitching on there. They are absolutely gorgeous, and the stitching makes them extra special. This one here comes from the So Many Snowflakes dies. So I wanted a couple little ones as well, and I thought that they complemented quite well. And then I have two other pieces of our designer paper. So how I decided on what I was going to mix and match is I wanted three that were different enough in tones that they were all going to be able to be seen on the card. So I like the snowflakes for an overall card, and then I wanted something darker. So this one is a little bit darker so that it actually can be seen. And then I wanted something lighter. So I could have gone for snowflakes again, but I wanted the white in this one to stand out. So let's sort of put this one together. So I'm going to use basic gray ink, and I'm going to stamp it, and I'm going to try and get it straight. So while you are watching me, and I think I can, but let's just see. And there's two sides to every piece of paper. That one's not bad. Two sides to every piece of paper. So if you don't happen to get them exactly straight, turn it over. That'll work just fine. Now, if I were going to be doing this for you and doing it myself, in fact, I may still do that, I would take maybe a couple of these little guys out of here. And the reason why is we want to get the best value out of our paper. And if I just glue it right on top of there, I am not. So how about if I pull in my mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, and let's cut a couple of those. Okay, so there is the mini. So if you haven't seen our Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, it is a little larger for sure and a little heavier, but it looks exactly the same as this. And the reason why this one works is it's great to use on camera, but you can only use it if you have dies or embossing folders that are only this wide. Let me just grab here. So what you need with it, it comes with its own set of plates, and it tells you on every plate what you need. So with thin dies, which is what these ones are, and which the other snowflakes are, it's a thin die. So you're going to need one of those, you need one of those and two of the clear ones, and then you need your die and paper. So I'm just going to put that in for just a moment. Let me grab those dies. So Many Snowflakes. So they are different than the other ones. They do not have any stitching on them at all. And I'm going to just pull this little guy because I think he's the smallest. This one will not fit. So just put it in here, put it right in the middle. Try not to get too far to the top or the bottom or the sides actually. And we're just going to pull it through, and it may, I've got that a little too far back. There we go. Get it going here. Run it through. And then I will have some snowflakes for a different project. And then I'm going to do another one. I probably could have gone a little bit more to the left, and I could have gotten three. I think I'm just going to be lucky to get two out of here. So this is what you can do. If you're not doing this now, I would suggest that you do, just so that you get a little bit more value out of your paper. And let's make the card. Okay, so this card here is a pretty simple card. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to glue down my large sheet of paper, and I just need to find my seal. So I'm using my seal on top of my silicone mat. It's one where it took me a little bit of time to get this working really well for me, the seal. And I find that if I roll it on top of the silicone mat, it works really well for me. So that's going to go right in the middle of the card. Now this second one is going to go sort of in the middle of the card, top to bottom. It's going to go right out to the edge of the card. And although we're doing a holiday one now, I've got a couple other designs to show you. So maybe make sure you stick around to the end. So I'm going to put this right in the middle, right out to the edge. So you know how when you cut your designer paper, you get all kinds of pieces left over. This is a way that you can use them up. Now get that going just a little bit more. And I tend to go all the way around. I don't want anything coming off. This one also goes right to the edge and it overlaps. So I'm going to overlap and leave maybe about an inch down at the bottom, give or take. And it's sort of up to you which way you'd like to do that. We're also going to take our words and do the same thing. And they're going to go on top of our silver purple kind of color, and it's going to go right in the middle, and you'll never know, and the folks that you send it to will never know that you took those snowflakes out of the back. Now I'm going to put those on with a dimensional, and surprisingly there is no ribbon on this card, and that's actually almost hard for me to do because I really like ribbon, but I'm being true to the card and I'm not putting any ribbon. So let's just come in here, and I'm going to put this now. It's going to sit sort of in the middle of that. Think about this as like a rectangular block, and it's going to sit sort of in the middle of that. Okay, now I picked this darker one because I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. And now what we want to do is we want to take some of these guys and we want to position them around. So let's take another look at that picture. Okay, so here is the card that Stampin' Up! Made. So far we have everything except these punched out items on there. And so they've got a large one here, a large one here, and then smaller, smaller, smaller. So that's why I decided to punch out or to cut out some of these smaller ones. So if we leave that there as a guide, we're going to maybe put our biggest one down here, and we have to decide which one we like the best, if we like that one or if we like that one. And I think I like this silver guy. And then this one up here. And then do we want to go with this one up here and perhaps this guy and that one? And so what we have is we have surrounded them all. Now one thing you can do, I'm thinking this one's a little bit too big. So I'm going to take this one and I am going to cut it off. I'm going to cut it off here. Now you're probably gasping, some of you, but why would you do that? Well, this is how you can modify something and make it work for you. So I'm taking off all of these ones first. And then I'm going to see whether it looks okay or whether I need to cut the other ones. Okay, so there's that. So it instantly made that a little bit smaller. Now I'm going to cut, and here I'm going to cut one stitching in. One stitching on all of them. And you may say, oh, I wish you wouldn't do that. But it gives you just some variety. It gives you an idea. So if you have something at home and you think it's going to work, but you think, oh, maybe it's just a bit too big, there you go. That's something you can do. So I like the size of that one much better because I think it balances the card a little bit more. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to glue those down. So I have my liquid glue and I have my sponge, and I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet. So to do this, I'm going to put some liquid glue, and this white liquid glue is great. This is Tombow Mono Adhesive, and we are going to glue down some of these guys. Now these ones here, I only need to glue on one side because not all of it is going to be stuck down. So there's that guy. Now I want to try and have him not stick out the edge of the card because otherwise he's not going to fit really, really great in the envelope. And this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Just make more on the edges. So put him down here. And I may end up putting a little bit of dimensional on there, but maybe not. We'll see. And now I'm going to do the other one. So when you're doing this, you don't want to move around your die. You want to try and leave it in place, because if I pick this up now and put it over here, there's glue there. So I don't want to pick up that glue. So I'm going to put this guy here. And then these ones I can do, because they're solid, I can just put them on with a little bit of glue. A little dab of glue on the back, a little dab of glue on the back. And I could put them on with dimensionals if I want, but I think I'm just going to do it here. So I'm going to offset this a little bit. I don't want it in exactly top to bottom, the same place. And then the last one's going to go here. So you have a whole mix of our snowflakes on there. Let me get some stuff out of the way, because I do want to show you some different designs that I used and the paper that I made and the papers that I used. So this is one. Now I'm going to show you one made with the Your Peach. So totally different idea here, but exactly the same design. So that's the Your Peach. And here I picked a good big overall design and then went pretty neutral for the two smaller pieces of paper and our flowers, and fancied them up just with a little bit of bling. I'm deciding not to put bling on this one because I think it's enough with the shine of that paper. So then I thought, oh, well, I think we need a fall one. So the Blackberry Beauty specialty paper is what I'm using for this one. So this guy here, and I'm using the ephemera pack as well. This one is a little different. I wanted to show you that you don't need to have the same size. Here I have a tag out of the ephemera, and I only put 3 dies because they're quite a bit larger, but I put a couple of the of our brush metallic. So there's that one. And then I have one more to show you as well. And it's made with the cute Halloween paper. And I like this Halloween paper because it has an unexpected color in it. It's got the Flirty Flamingo, and that's what I'm using here for this cute little guy. So for this one too, I only went with 3, and I cut those out of the paper, those little bats. And then I have just some stars to mix it up a bit. So there you go, some different ideas on how you can take that exact same layout and create different cards with it that look different. So thank you everybody for joining in today. I hope that you enjoy that project, and I hope that you take a look at your designer paper, and I will bet you that you have some packages that you could use for this, and all of them are going to look equally as great as the ones that you see here, and they're just going to have so many different varieties. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you guys again next week for another Case the Caddy. Bye-bye.